I'm connecting on everything now, even YouTube Live, which is where I really want to be because there's so many people that will not get on YouTube or get on Facebook or Twitter or any of the other social media sites. They're afraid the government's going to follow them. Hell, the government's going to follow you. Okay. You can't do anything about that. The thing that we have to do about it is make sure that we're the government. That's what we've got to do. Uh, we've got to make sure that we are the ones that are controlling our nation, not the bankers that are spying on us all the time. We need to take the power away from them, and that's what the NEAT Act does. It takes their power. It takes their power to create money away from them. Uh, Yesterday, we were at the New York uh, Fed building at Louise Nevelson Plaza, across the street from the Federal Reserve, filling it full of hip hop rock. And hip hop rock came to us straight from West Africa on the slave ships. The only thing that's liked about America worldwide is our music. One of the videos that I posted yesterday showed that there was a young man walking his dog in the plaza, and and the music was going on, and all of a sudden he started dancing. Didn't dance a lot, but he started moving, and that is the appeal of the music that we have. Uh, some of us old guys, we like Henry Mancini and Moon River and things like that, and don't understand this music. But uh, I've been fortunate enough to be associated with Thaddeus Russell and Renegade University and a Renegade uh, History of the United States. Here we go. Here's his book. Yeah, a Renegade History of the United States. Get a copy of it. It'll start to change your fucking life. Uh, uh, and take you away from being a Puritan. We've got to get away from our Puritan roots. Our whole nation was founded by the Puritans, our founding fathers, and we're surrounded by Puritans, and you're probably one of them and don't realize it. You think because you like a little bit of rock and roll or something like that, that you're not a Puritan. That doesn't cut it. Okay, and uh, uh, last month, I was fortunate enough to take a course in African American culture at the renegadeuniversity.com. And a part of the course was about hip hop music. And now I understand the appeal of the band that you'll find in the rest of my videos here from yesterday on YouTube. Uh, Take a look, and here on Haps and on my Facebook page and Twitter page and in Greens for Monetary Reform and in Occupy the Need Act groups. Those and even in my group I have for Oscar Wilde called Nation Without Name. Maybe that's what we need to be building, a nation without name, and uh, and that's what we can do with the Need Act. So anyway, I just was uh, finishing up posting on YouTube this morning some videos from yesterday. For some reason, they didn't come through live, but I just punched on it this morning, and sure enough, I'm live now on YouTube again. And it kind of scared me that I wasn't yesterday because I don't know how to fix problems on these high tech things. And, apparently, it got fixed, so I'm glad. And now we're hitting on all cylinders. So the NEAT Act is the reason for it goes back to 1694. the privatization of money in the Bank of England Act of 1694. That's how far we're fighting uh, 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 for the control of our lives. 1694, uh, Bank of England Act. Uh, and that's the reason that we fought the Revolutionary War, because the English wanted us to adopt the Bank of England's ways of creating money, privatized money. And we said no. And we and 4,500 of us died saying no. And what happened at the Constitutional Convention after it was already written into the Constitution? Uh, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 5. The Congress has the power to create money, and we can vote. We can vote for members of Congress. You know that? We can actually vote for members of Congress and change the way that money is made now, or created, because uh, Washington and Hamilton got together in 1778 at the convention and got that power to create money delegated from Congress to their friends, who became our first bankers. And not only that, these friends of theirs knew that Congress was going to buy up all of the debt of the colonies at 100% face value. And they went out into the colonies and bought this off of the farmers and merchants who thought their these debt certificates were worthless. They bought them for pennies on the dollars. And what did they do? They came back to uh, Washington, or to where New York or Boston or wherever, Philadelphia. They used the money that they got fraudulently to capitalize the first bank in the United States. Our whole banking system was founded in fraud. We can change that. The legislation's already written. Let's get it into Congress. Let's get it passed. And it's probably going to take a revolution that's not going to be pretty, because uh, the bankers aren't going to let it be pretty. They got a gravy train. They're making money off of us. Everything that we do, they make money off of us. So, uh, and we can cut them out of the deal. And that is exactly what the NEAT Act does. We won't have to go into debt to buy cars. We won't have to go in debt to buy uh, 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 houses. We won't have to go into debt you can go in debt to buy a house, but you're going to be able to have a house without debt. Might not like it, but it'll probably be pretty damn nice, because we're going to be able to create all the money we need to build whatever we want. And so the NEAT Act does three things. It nationalizes the Federal Reserve. We're not going to steal it from the people that own it. Like J.P. Morgan Chase owns almost 50% of the stock in the Federal Reserve. We're not going to steal it from them. We're going to pay them with the new dollars that we create. And all of this debt that we're creating because of COVID, the trillions of dollars of debt, that's no problem with the NEAT Act. We will buy that debt back with the new dollars we create, and it won't cost us a damn thing, because we're going to create it. We're not going to borrow it. We're not going to. Our whole money system has corrupted all of our thinking. So let's okay. So the NEAT Act nationalizes the Federal Reserve. It ends the power of banks to create money. Why do you think all of these little banks are around the suburbs of our cities? Those people have figured out they can create their own money. and take care of their friends. And and that's exactly what they do. And when you get a loan for a car, say you go into the bank and say, "Hey, Mr. I need, God, there's a $70,000 vehicle I need really bank bad." And so he says, "Well, okay, let's look at your credit." Yeah, okay, Mr. Jones, you got good credit. And I says, "I need to type up a few documents here." And he gets around his computer and goes like this and types up the documents, and they sign them. And then the banker turns around to his computer and goes, and he created that money right then. That money wasn't stored in a vault somewhere. It wasn't given to him by someone to loan. It wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't exist. And uh, the banker turns around and says, "Mr. Jones, look on your phone there. You'll see the money's in your account. You can go get that new car." And 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 sure enough, it's there. Mr. Jones thanks the banker and gets up to walk out. And the banker says, "Mr. Jones, you do have a job, don't you?" Mr. Jones is then a slave. He's controlled. And that's what the bank does. They finally caught up to me after I had a new airplane and flying all over doing the things that I wanted to do and that they didn't want me doing. And, uh, and took my airplane away from me, the bastards. So then after I retired from selling cars and mowing yards and driving a delivery truck for a printing company and did jobs like that. Uh, Hi there, be kind, and I'm doing fine. And I'm just kind of coming down from a really exciting day yesterday when I was able to broadcast from Louis Nelson's Nevelson's Plaza across the street from the New York Fed. Uh, uh, Hip hop and rock music, and we filled the federal building, the Federal Reserve building, with hip hip hop rock, man. Uh, and where am I from? I'm from Norman, Oklahoma, right in the middle of the United States. And actually, I'm not the only monetary reformer that was from Norman, Oklahoma. The man who wrote Lost Science of Money, the book that is really the founding document of Occupy the Need Act. Uh, the man that wrote that, Zarlinga, uh, told me over and over again there was a man here at the University of Oklahoma in Norman that was a really good uh, monetary reform thinker. I didn't write down his name down. Zarling is dead now. I can't talk to him, so uh, I don't know who that man was. But now there's another monetary reformer right here in Norman, Oklahoma, and they're just having to live with me here. And and I'm a little active in the city politics, so they all know me. And so that's where I'm at, Norman, Oklahoma. Look us up on uh, on Google Maps. You can see where I'm at. Hell, I'm at 311 South Webster Avenue. Look that up, and you'll see exactly the house that I live in. 311 South Webster Avenue, Norman, Oklahoma. And you can ride down the alley and see the little patio that I've got in the backyard or in my side yard along the alley, and where I sit and visit with friends about the NEED Act, about monetary reform. And so, and anybody here can look at that. 311 South Webster Avenue, Norman, Oklahoma. Come by and visit with me, or visit with me right here, and I'll just take my laptop out and we'll join with some other friends and have a visit money, about money creation, and how we've been screwed since 1694 when money was privatized by the Bank of England. We fought a Revolutionary War to uh, because the English wanted us to adopt their monetary system, the Bank of England system, and we said no. And 4,500 of us died saying no. And then our founding fathers are all Puritans, and they gave all that away. And they've made Puritans out of most all of us Americans. God, I hate being surrounded by these Americans. You know, when I did business in India and Brazil, Japan, uh, and Mexico, I always enjoyed getting on the plane. And when it left the JFK or wherever I left from, Chicago, O'Hare, uh, I felt a freedom, uh, or Dallas, Fort Worth. It felt like freedom. And what's liked around the world is our music, and uh, that's what uh, happened yesterday at the New York Fed. We flooded that building uh, with hip hop rock, and I wouldn't, hell, I'm 79 years old, liking hip hop. Well, I wouldn't like it because I'm from the generation that listened to Henry Mancini and Moon River. God, that was a long time ago. Hell, Henry Mancini actually came to the University of Oklahoma in 1973. Went to the concert, and so took a course at renegadeuniversity.com. Look it up, renegadeuniversity.com. Uh, Last month on African American culture, and part of the course was on hip hop. And now I understand where it came from and why it is and why it appeals to the depth, our depth of us, who we are. It appeals to us. And, uh, and some of the old Puritans that are in the Occupy the Need Act movement uh, don't understand that. And, but some of us do, like Harrison Schultz, that's in some of the featured in some of the videos that's posted on my YouTube page. And so, anyway, let's. I think I probably should end now. Uh, the NEAT Act uh, nationalizes the Federal Reserve, puts it in the Treasury, makes it a bureaucracy doing what it needs to do, but not controlling their lives. It takes away the power to create money from the bankers, and it spends money into the economy for the things that we want, not the things that the bankers want, which is how it's all designed now. So I think I shall end now, and I'll see you all again soon. I'm sure I will see you tomorrow. Uh, Bye now. Thanks for watching.